Good evening. We recently had a sump overflow in our house, so I'm replacing the backup pump, the battery backup, and adding an alarm. This alarm system that we got, it does have its own siren, but I wanted to have notifications to my phone and to my Home Assistant network whether there's an issue going on. There are Wi-Fi integrated options for these, but they're connected to a cloud service that I would have to integrate with, and I don't want to do any of that BS or rely on any external service. So I opened this thing up, looked at the circuit board, and I found that it's powered by a transformer going into here, and that's powering and feeding a 12 volt capacitor. And that is enough to feed the 12 volt or 5 to 24 volt Shelly Wi-Fi module. So I would be able to power a Shelly in here and then get that information into Home Assistant. The problem is, this cable is the only way that capacitor gets powered. So I could get 12 volts into there, but if the power went out, it would go dark. So what I found is if I just disconnected this and fed 12 volts directly to that capacitor, the rest of it would be powered. So I used a small mobile power supply for that. And so I could have this thing be completely powered if only I could get a reliable source of 12 volts. So I basically soldered these leads directly to that capacitor and now made this cable vestigial. It's now a mistake made during manufacturing. It's completely unnecessary now. And there are diodes in there, so I did confirm with a multimeter that this is dead. It's not backfeeding or anything. So, yeah, so now this thing is completely ran off of, you can see the power light there, off of this battery. So yeah, so this battery gets charged through here, and this is essentially just trickle powering this thing constantly. It uses about the half a watt. So yeah, so now this thing is completely powered and Wi-Fi integrated to Home Assistant. I've connected it, so you see this extra lead here. This is the primary one that goes down to the major sump alarm. If this thing flips up, I won't flip it up all the way because that's very loud siren. This is the final stage. If this gets flipped up, the alarm goes, the siren goes off, and and I'll be notified. But there's this second one down here. This is a magnet on a floater that's connected to a reed switch. So this one is above both of the pumps. This one is between the two actuators for the primary pump and the backup pump. So if the primary pump isn't pumping, the water will rise past that reed switch before being actuated by the backup pump. So I'll be able to tell if the primary pump is not pumping properly. And that reed switch will go off if the backup pump actuates and pulls the water back down all the way to the bottom. So I'll be able to use the combination of these two, a level 1 and a level 2 sensor, being like, yo, the primary pump is not pumping properly, yo, both of the pumps are having issues. This thing right here is just for monitoring the watt hour usage of the primary pump, because it goes off pretty often because this house doesn't have gutters. We'll be adding that soon. So yeah, that is what I did. So yeah, this isn't hooked up into the circuit board of this thing at all. It's just going directly into the Shelly relay. But this one is connected to the same, so this is connected to the 12 volt side on the Shelly relay. And then when it gets, when the continuity happens from the switch coming up, it gets pulled to ground. So when it gets pulled to ground, then the switch is activated on the Shelly relay. So yeah, this is working really well, and it's completely battery backup powered. So now, even if the power goes out, and I will still, because my network is on its own 20-hour UPS. So even if this goes out and the power goes out and everything, I will still be able to get notifications about what is going on with my sump. So we shouldn't have a $10,000 repair bill again. Thankfully, insurance covered that. So anyway, I'd rather not deal with it. Hope this was interesting to you. Have a good day.